Hi everybody, it's Joe Cioffi here. Not quite yet, but I'm getting there. There we go. And I'm live streaming here this afternoon, just shortly before noon, and I figured I'd put together something a little easy as I'm slowly beginning to figure out how this all works. So welcome to you that are watching this live. And what we're seeing at the moment is another cold front that's approaching the East Coast, and there are probably going to be some scattered showers and thunderstorms to deal with this when this front goes by. But I'm thinking that in between all that, with just a few clouds, we'll see no worse than a mix of sun and clouds going into this afternoon. Then we get a scattered shower and thunderstorm after that. And notice all up here is dry air back through the Great Lakes. So that's going to be coming in for an absolutely beautiful Sunday across the Northeast and into the northern part of the Mid-Atlantic states. That front's going to push down, the dry line at least, is going to push down pretty far south, as has been the case a number of times this summer season. Meanwhile, on the radar at the midday hour, and I'm just going to make this bigger. Again, I am learning all this, folks, at the same time, so we're doing this together here. And let me just make this a little bit bigger. And you can see the radar echoes at the moment are mainly up into upstate New York. This is where there's going to be some severe weather, probably up into central and northern New England. But the southern end of this is just going to be some scattered storms. You also have some storms going on in the lower Mississippi Valley across from eastern Oklahoma to Arkansas into northern Mississippi, and also down into parts of Louisiana and the Gulf Coast. And there's not much of anything happening out in the west, where the heat wave continues for another day. And with respect to where we're going with all this in the forecast mode, so I'm going to pull up, this is the GFS. The GFS has got a few interesting things going on. So this is from the earlier run from today. So I'm going to just wait just a second here, and we'll wait till it gets back to the first initial time frame. And here we go. So here's that front that comes through. High pressure builds in. Then as we move into Tuesday, it looks like another front approaches with a little shot of dry air. And then we set up with yet another front at the end of next week and going into next weekend before another high builds into the Northeast. So this has been the ongoing pattern for so long. And by the way, this is its latest fantasy with respect to a tropical system. It does try to develop a tropical system later next week east of the Windward Islands, and this particular model run decided to bring it up the coast. You know, it's in fantasy land, so we really don't pay any attention to that. By the way, I just want to show you, when we gets back to the beginning, I want you to take a look at what's going on up in Canada. So here we are at day one. Right in here in Labrador, you're going to see some snow pop up here as we move through next week, along about Tuesday into Wednesday, right there. Kind of unusual even up in those latitudes to see snow in July, but they've had record cold. All-time record lows were being set in Greenland last week, with temperatures recorded as low as 30 degrees below zero, which for July is not supposed to happen. Okay, even up there. Now, I just want to show you on the water vapor imagery with respect to the tropics. It really is pretty hostile at the moment. You've got this upper low that's sitting in the central Atlantic, and it's creating strong southwest winds aloft from the Leeward Islands northeast out into the Atlantic for several hundred miles. And the former tropical depression 4 is caught in that and got ripped apart. So you can see how what's left of it is just an open wave and basically disorganized. And all of this super dry air, this came off the African coast. This is actually dust from the Sahara Desert that is moving westward. And this also got entrained into the circulation of the depression and wound up weakening it. Now, there looks to be something strong coming off the African coast here, just on what we can see on the very edge of the picture of the water vapor loop. But that is... we're going to take a look at that a little closer. When I do my regular video later today, we'll go into all of this a bit more. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I hope you like the live stream test here. I'm going to just see if any of you are on the chat mode. And yes, I see some of you are here. This is good. You know, one of the advantages with this live streaming is the fact that I can kind of go on instantaneously when there's some breaking weather. Hello, Mark J. from Canada. This is a lot of fun to be able to live stream all this. So when we get some real weather going on, we'll be able to, you know, interact a little bit in real time, which I think is exciting. And anyway, I'm going to continue to play with this and learn what else I can do. I got to figure out how I can draw on all of this at the same time. That is the one disadvantage I'm having at the moment with regards to the live stuff, is that I may not be able to draw on it at the same time. So anyhow, everybody have a great rest of your day. And we're going to hopefully be live streaming more and more as we go through the rest of the summer and into the fall.